Welcome to the Solemn Tones channel. Today we are going over how to program bends and vibrato inside Kraken, Loki, and to lesser extent also Odin. So right here I have a little bit of music, not my proudest work when it comes to writing. This is just to show off how to program, not how to write. Just a quick riff, and here we have some programmed bends and some programmed vibrato. So first I'll quickly play it for you so you know what's going on. So right away you have some little chugging, then you have your pow wow with some bends, some more chugging, and then a longer note. So when you first program something, it might look something like this. You have just your regular notes, and that's it. Now you want to open up pitch bend modulation inside piano roll. This function exists in virtually any DAW, but for Logic you open it by just dragging up here. Now sometimes this little button here will display something different. It might be standing on MIDI channel or on sustain or anything like that. So you would go to pitch bend right here, click, and then that allows you to draw a variety of things. Again, this exists in virtually any DAW. It might just have a different way of getting there. You can always Google that. So as you can see, you have a line here, and this line is essentially saying, hey, this is how much we're gonna affect the pitch of your particular instrument. So when it's on 0, that means nothing is being changed. When it's positive, let's say it's +5 or +34 in this case, then that is basically telling the program we're gonna increase this pitch 34. Now it could also be -29, and then that will decrease the pitch the same way. Now with the pencil tool, you can basically draw whatever you want, and you are forcing the plugin to do your bidding there. It will sound extremely funky, and you know, that's not what you're going for. You just want a beautiful 0 line until you get your pitch bends. So let's quickly remove this right here. Okay, so if I have to do this from 0, let's say I delete this little part, I draw a line. We want to put this line at 0 once again. Then we make another 0 point and another 0 point. And now we simply draw like this and back down. Because as you know, with a bend, at one point you're gonna go back down. You bend and you release again. So in here we do the same way, we bend and we release again. You might want to experiment with how you draw it. Maybe for your particular bend you're going for something like this, but I doubt it. And on the second note, once again, we just bend and draw, and maybe once again this is way too much. Now, if you don't have a very steady hand, you might only be able to draw these big lines, but that big line won't necessarily make you sound all that great. Mice are very finicky. Maybe you use a little tracking ball for your DAW. That might not give you all the control you're looking for when drawing bends. And so we added a feature into our plugins that allows you to still draw bends when using that. Let's quickly go over that. So we go into Kraken right here. We go into playing, and right here we have bend intensity. In Odin, you may find it under advanced, and in Loki, you will also find it under playing. And what this will do is it will allow you to change how aggressively the plugin listens to what you drew. So when it's all the way up, it will listen super hard, and this will sound awful. And if you turn it all the way down, that just gets rid of any bending, any vibrato, anything you draw. If you leave it in the middle, it will just react normally. Personally, I always like to keep it slightly lower because I don't have the steadiest hand. I am not able to draw the most meticulous bends and vibratos. So this is basically my little cheat code of getting around that. So let me quickly give you an example of what that sounds like. Let's draw a relatively normal-ish vibrato right here, and we can just loop that little piece here. So with bend intensity all the way down, this will sound like this. It will barely do anything. Now let's turn it all the way up, and now it will sound disgusting. We don't want that either. We want it somewhere down here. Maybe that's what your song needs. So if we now play it again, Maybe that's exactly what you wanted. Now, let's head into vibrato. Vibrato, very, very similar thing. You just draw it in, but what's important to know about vibrato is you are increasing the tension of the string whenever you pull at it. This way, you are increasing the pitch as well. Now, there is no way for you to decrease the pitch when doing so. No matter if you push up or down, that string isn't getting any looser. And so sometimes when I see people draw vibrato, they will go negative. Maybe they will go from 0 to 18 to minus 18 to plus 18, but that is not how a vibrato works. You cannot loosen your string in any way. And so you will probably want to draw your vibrato from 0 to 18 to 0 to 18 to 0 to 18 and never under it. Beyond you loosening your string whenever you're hitting it some way, you're never really gonna go below that 0 line. So as you can see, I just drew it, never going negative, and I have my bend intensity pretty low, and it should sound just like the vibrato needs to sound. Once again, if we go into Odin, it works the exact same way. We go into pitch bend, we have our bends and our vibrato over here. We click on Odin, we go into advanced, and we have our bend intensity, a fair bit lower, like I said, because I don't have the steadiest hand, and it should work out. And now in the full mix. I hope that cleared things up. If you have any questions about any features, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, and I will see you soon. Ciao.